Nah. Cancel the show, cuz. Cancel the fucking show. Edit this into the flipping last flipping clips that you need. Yeah? Make sure you edit this into the show. Me personally, cancel the show, pull the show, drag the show. We'll do it again fucking weekend or something. Cancel it, because I just can't fucking believe it. I'm fucking done. I'm a disgrace. I'm a disgrace. Yeah? I'm a disgrace. Fuck this show. Fuck me, fuck the show, fuck Curtis, fuck James, fuck everybody. Simple. I want out. Cancel the show. How can we not mention Bergkamp? Fuck this, bruv. Just apologizing and just saying, listen, sorry, because now fuck this.
Hello, I'm James Helder. Welcome to a very special episode of Not For The News. As always, I'm joined by my stepbrothers, Curtis Woodhouse and Leon Knight. Boys, I hope everything's well in your households. Hope you're feeling okay. All good?
All good. Ready to rumble.
Love that.
All good, man.
Where do we start this week? I mean, the big match, Arsenal v Manchester City. It's probably the best talking point, best place to start. I'm going to go straight to Leon Knight with this. Give me your reaction to Arsenal's 3-1 home defeat to Manchester City.
Enough is enough.
I got one word. Typical. Typical. And I've said it 3 times, but that is the word. Like, you know, when push comes to shove and you got to knuckle down and you got to play the champions, basically, you know, to compete for the title, to keep ahead, to maintain the lead, to take points off your biggest rivals at this time. Typical Arsenal. You lose. And you don't only lose, you lose at home. You concede 3 goals. You know, last 3 games, we've got 1 point. So, you know, the wheels are falling off. The wheels are falling off. And regardless of what anyone wants to say, oh, don't get on top of them, we're still in it. Yeah, no problem. I hear you. Mathematically, we're still in it. I hear fully. And, you know, we've still got to play them again at their ground. But I bet you any money at their ground, they're gonna whoosh us off the park as well. Because that's what happens. Champions win at home. On their travels, they pick up points, win games, but make sure they don't lose. Worst ways, champions, they get draws away. But champions win at home. And that's something that we can't do. Brentford, we can't do it. Teams like Everton were meant to go away and get 3. That's a 3-pointer we're meant to go away and get. We didn't do it. Brentford at home, didn't do it. Man City at home, didn't do it. This is championship mentality. Yeah? And like I said, it's typical Arsenal.
You could actually say about Arsenal, you know, when they're flying in the top of the league, they're not really under any pressure because everyone's getting, you know, Arsenal are doing great, but they're not anywhere close to winning the title. And in the last few weeks, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, Arsenal could win this. And as soon as they've had a little sniff of, oh, we can win it, they've started to get a little bit Spursy, haven't they?
What? What the fuck? Yeah.
But you know what? In Arsenal's defence, watch the game. They played very well the other night. They played well.
But Curtis, tell me this. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you play well and lose, or just snuff out the game and get the 3 points?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I do hear you. But I've seen a lot of Arsenal performances before this season when they've come up against the big boys and absolutely folded. But I thought Arsenal were in the game. You know, I thought on a different day they could have maybe got something. The goals they give away were terrible. And to be fair, when City had the chances, they took them, didn't they? Simple as that. They took their chances.
Up to the 68th minute, Arsenal played pretty well. It's just City are then started to control the game. The way Pep set up, playing three at the back, he knows it's a must-win game for him. Do you think he got one over on Arteta tactically against Arsenal?
I think as well, you look, and I know Eddie and Nketiah has done brilliant, for Arsenal, sitting in for Jesus, and, he's done great. But you look at so the other end of the pitch for Man City and what they have going forward, and you look at Arsenal's young guns that, again, have done great. Saka's done brilliant. Martinelli, all them guys have done great. But then you look at that front bunch at Man City, and that's the difference. They didn't need 5-6 chances to score 3 goals. They probably had 3 chances, scored 3 goals. Bang, game over. And that's that ruthlessness that Arsenal maybe haven't got. And Nketiah he's not Haaland, is he? That's not his fault. And Nketiah is a very good young player, but he's not Haaland.
And it's strength and depth.
Yeah.
City can bring off the bench and just fit it in and the puzzle fits.
Yeah.
And us, we ain't got that.
But that's not Arsenal's fault, is it? Because they're not on the same financial trajectory as Man City.
City are a well-oiled machine, aren't they? City
it's not our fault. But like I said, yeah, if you're coming up a team that like Curtis, when you was playing, you're not ignorant. If you're coming up against, like, for instance, when you was at Birmingham and you played Arsenal or Man United, you knew you weren't better than them. So you said to yourself, fuck it, I'm going to snuff out the game today. As much as possible, I'm going to make this game horrible. They're not going to be able to play or whatever. But these players seem to think and can't get into their head, like, okay, we have to kind of change our way of playing right now. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's a difficult one for the Arsenal one, because they have been so good this year, but they probably haven't got that side of the game yet. With what you're talking about, Knighty, that 1-0 shut up shop, and defensively be really, really difficult to break down. Arsenal have won games and dominated games and absolutely brushed teams aside, but they haven't shown they've got that other side yet, which comes with maturity. A lot of the players that they've got are young. I think, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I'm not emotionally attached to it whatsoever. But, I've given Arsenal more stick than most in the past. And I think on this one, we have to give them a little bit of a break. I think they came up against a better side, more experienced side at winning, and they just fell short. But ultimately, I thought Arsenal were right in the game. I think they had 68% possession. I know that doesn't mean anything, but how many times do you see Pep's team not dominating possession? So I think those big strides that Arsenal took. But Knighty's 100% right. It's all about, did you win or you didn't? And the bottom line is that they didn't get the chances, and they lost the game. There's a massive momentum shift now. I'd have my house on Man City winning the league now. There's a massive momentum shift. The players, the Arsenal players, will deep down think, they're going to come hard now. And I don't know if Arsenal have got that backbone to go win, where Man City have done it for the last 3 years because they've had Liverpool breathing down their neck.
And James, I heard you saying about to the 68th minute. It was the same last season.
Yeah.
To the 90th minute, we played them off the park, played well, this, that, and the other. When are the club and the players going to get it into their head that this game's 90 minutes? I'm seeing players on social media leaving captions, "Oh, we played well." Interviews, "Oh, we played well" to 68 minutes. Bruv, the game's 90 plus minutes. It was the same last season. They scored late, and beat us. Do you get what I'm saying?
We played them off the pitch last season in that game.
But what was the result?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Knighty. In
last two games we played City at home, we've gathered no points.
Yeah. Big teams, like Knighty say, big teams win at home, and not that when it's
not even a draw, Curtis.
When it's magnified to the away defeat to Everton, and then the draw to Brentford.
Yeah, and you could have lost to Brentford.
In particular, the goal, it shouldn't have been a goal. It's VAR have come out, Mike Riley's come out, Mike Dean or whatever's come out and said that the goal shouldn't have stood.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It's another nail in the coffin for Arsenal. It really is.
It does that. That don't matter. You're meant to brush Brentford off the park at home.
Yeah, but it would have
Simple.
been.
And we should have lost.
It would have
They
been
had enough
better.
chances to beat us.
It would have been better coming into the Man City game, having got the right result against Brentford, having Partey fit, having Jesus fit. But sometimes it goes against you. Big teams find a way to win. Big teams find a way to win. Arsenal have not got the resources and are not as well oiled and as well prepared as Manchester City. So it is what it is at the minute, Knighty. We are work in progress.
Nah, man, you sound like you're just you sound like a soft Arsenal fan. If this is Vieira and Invincible's era, we could, that talk's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everton's meant to get whooshed off the park. They're in the bottom three. They're meant to get whooshed. It started there.
But Knighty, like most Arsenal fans, let's be honest, most Arsenal fans are happy this season to challenge for top three. The title race thing's been a bonus, and it's only really come alive over the last 3 weeks. People are getting a bit more excited. You know what I'm trying to say? We all, you know what I mean?
I think as well. You look at the Arsenal squad. Say the squad of 20. Between all 20 of them, how many medals have any of them guys got?
Exactly.
Very, very few. Where you look at Man City's squad, they know how to win, and that is an art. And I think Arsenal, if they can keep this bunch together, and we have this discussion in 5 years' time, they'll have a lot of trophies between them. But they've got to get that first one first, and they don't know how to win yet. They know how to play well. They know how to beat teams. They haven't won anything yet, and that is a big. Until you do it, you don't know you can do it. Where City know they can do it. They've been doing it now for a decade. They know.
And let me tell you this now. Have you seen the next running of like 8-9 games for us? There you go.
I think the next.
Before we go any further, we had a fan cam at the game, catching up with the Arsenal fans exclusively after the match, after the 3-1 defeat to Manchester City. Let's hear what one or two of the fans had to say in particular on this.
Pitch football outside the Emirates, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 3. Give us your immediate reaction to the game.
We played well. Jorginho fielding well for Partey, but we gave a ball away too much. Simple as that's the bottom line. Gave a ball away too much, and that was our downfall. There weren't a lot in it until the 70th minute, I don't think. Trossard should have come on earlier. Nketiah is our downfall. The January transfer window was our downfall. Because we didn't sign a clinical striker in the January transfer window, that's what has made us lose the league. I believe we ain't gonna win it now.
You think now that's the title race done for Arsenal?
We've lost our momentum. That's the problem. We had a good momentum going in 3 games that fucked us right up. But you know, I'm obviously upset. But it ain't the end of the world, is it? You know what I mean? But not signing a striker was our downfall.
If you look at the draw at Goodison, then the draw at Brentford, the goal that should never have been.
I was at Brentford. The goal shouldn't have been, but it don't matter. You should have a striker that can score more goals. You can't take 1 point from them 2 games. That is the worst.
Yes.
That is the worst thing of this all, and that's even worse.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
Pure disappointment.
Now, the way Pep set up today, he set up with a very attacking team. He knew he had to get the win. Do you think he's tactically got one over Arteta today?
Oh no, they've got better players. You look at it. They fielded 3 midfielders, and the rest were attacking midfielders or attacking players. Do you know what I mean? They had 7 attacking players, 3 defenders, and then 1 goalkeeper. We didn't have. It was like Nketiah went missing. Them 2 headers cost us a game today. I would have been happy with a draw. I said to my old man when I left the house today, I said I'll take a draw all day long. But no, look, we played well, but we just aren't on their level yet. And I think that's we gave the ball away too much, and Eddie's our downfall. Simple as we're missing Jesus and part. But as I said, Jorginho had a good game. Didn't have placed the foot wrong.
Big shoes to step into for Partey, the way he's been playing for Arsenal.
Yeah, of course, but he's got the experience. As I said, he didn't put a foot wrong tonight. Yes, but yeah, I think, as I said, the 2 things for me was giving the ball away too much and not having a clinical striker up front.
You said we lost momentum. Do you think that's the title decided now?
I wouldn't say decided. If I come every home game, if you see me here again and you ask me in 2 games' time, I'll give you a definitive answer then. Yeah.
Disappointed, mate. Disappointed with the result. Honestly, not gonna lie. Not what we came here to see today. But yeah, listen, we're playing City, innit? You know, they've got big players, man. They've got big players. They're a big team. You know what I mean? We just got to move on to the next game, innit? We've got a game in hand. hopefully, just get back to winning ways, really, because the last few games we've been poor, you know. Yeah, substitutes, man. I don't know, Arteta, man. I think he's getting them wrong lately, last few games. But yeah, man, we got to change it quick, you know, or might not see the top again for a while.
What's the implications of tonight's loss to Manchester City for the title race, in your opinion, sir?
Listen, it's still a long way to go, man. It's not over just yet. You know what I mean? Listen, still got to take positives, man. We've come 18, 19 games. We've been top. You know, it's still a long way to go. We've got a game in hand. You know what I mean? We're not completely out of it, man. You know what I mean? Listen, City are City. They've been winning it. You know, they spend big money. You know, listen, we can only try to keep up. I still think we still got a chance, man. Still think we got a chance.
Contained City for long enough, but then they sort of broke through. The floodgates were opened a little bit. The way Pep set up was very attacking. Do you think he's got one over on Arteta tactically this evening?
Yeah, he probably has, you know. Listen, mate, it's all from the beginning of the game. Haaland being injured, all of that, you know what I mean? All the mind games, see how they were time wasting and all of that. Yeah, mate, listen, we got to go to their ground. You know what I mean? I don't know how we're going to line up for that. Partey was a big miss today, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, man. Tactically, man, I think Arteta got it. I don't know, man. Tomiyasu didn't really work for me today. Substitutes again. We could have tightened up at 1-1, man. 1-1, we could have tightened it up a bit. You know what I mean? Yes. Just got to take this loss in it and move on to the next game, man. That's it.
I know you're in an emotional place right now. I know this loss hurt.
Oh yeah, this one hurt, man. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt. Yeah, I'm lost, man. I'm lost for words, bro. You know what I mean? Just got to move on to the next game, man. We got Villa on the weekend. Hopefully we could get 3 points there, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, hopefully. We just got to be positive, man. Stay positive. You know what I mean? Still a long way to go, as I said. We're not out of it completely, man. You know what I mean? Still in it. Gooners, man. Up the Gunners, bruv. You get me?
Make sure.
Yeah. So it's good to hear from the fans. We're getting to know what the fans feeling about it. I mean, what are the implications now for the title race for Arsenal and for Manchester City? I'm going to go straight to Knighty on this one. What's your take on it, Knighty?
Well, like I said, the next run of games that we've got is vital. But me personally, with that run of games it got coming in, I can't see us picking up like 6 or 7 points against these teams. People are going to look at that game and look at Everton and look at Brentford and go, you know what? Fuck this. They've had us gas for the last flipping 4 or 5 months. We're going to put it right on them. Yeah? And it's all right saying, oh, we ain't got Partey, we ain't got Jesus and this and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. But that's irrelevant. It happens throughout the season. Everton won't have, City won't have players at certain times. Man United won't have players at certain times. It happens. Stop looking for excuses.
I think a big one for Arsenal is the Partey one. That's a big one. That is the heart of that midfield taken out.
Jorginho made his full debut in probably the Arsenal's biggest game of the season.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, isn't it? We could have done with Partey.
Yeah, the Partey one's like you're taking out a Roy Keane, a Patrick Vieira. He's that guy for you. He helps Odegaard. He helps Xhaka. You know, he's a big player. He's a big loss, he is, and he can't replace him. Whereas Man City have got 2 or 3 of them in the squad.
I'm just looking at Arsenal's next fixtures, as Knighty suggested. Aston Villa away next, the return of Unai Emery.
Would have been it.
That's tricky.
Jesus Christ.
We're not. Listen, I'll be happy to get a draw.
Then we got Leicester City. Then we got Everton at home, Bournemouth at home, Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home. These are winnable games. If you're going to win the Premier League, you win these games.
And do I keep saying this?
Yeah.
But Arsenal seem to struggle against these sides. Yeah, they seem to. It's coming, turning the last run into the flipping half the season. They seem to struggle against these sides. I don't know why. Plus, on another side, yeah, these sides are fighting for their lives. They ain't gonna roll down and just die and just say, "Oh, go on, Arsenal, you can do what you want."
Yeah. You know what happened back in our day after you lose to Man City and you got a bit of tough run coming up back in the good days in the 90s and the early 2000s, the captain's going straight to the manager and saying, "Listen, we need a night out."
Night out, cuz.
Simple. We need to go to China Whites. We need to get out.
Curtis, you grew up, obviously we played in the same era. That is spot on. Captain knocking on the gaffer's door. Yeah, come in. Gaffer, you know what? Might need night out on flipping weekend, you know? Because, you know, get the boys together. You know what I mean? And I tell you, one thing for sure, it works.
Yeah, and you know what the good gaffers do? The good gaffers say, "Leave it with me," and they come back and bang the captain $5,000. So you go take the lads out. That's what the good gaffers do. And that does bring people together big time.
What's the equivalent of that nowadays? Because I'm guessing Arteta's not going to bung 5K out and send the lads out to China Whites.
Well, I think the equivalent nowadays is the captain will collecting $2,000 each off everybody in the squad, and we'll go on that.
Have a spa day.
Yeah, we're gonna have a spa day and something to eat, and then we'll kick on from there.
Yeah. You know what? After the lads have been out on a Saturday, they've all been together, and it's been a night out, or even on a Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday.
You know the next training session is fire. The whole atmosphere is amazing. Everyone's buzzing. Everyone's got stories about where did you go? I didn't see you. Where did you go?
Bro, I was down there and I see my man running over there. The next thing, the police was coming and I'm telling you, bro, this is exactly the dead. All right, listen, right? We went out with Sheffield Wednesday, right? I swear down. We were struggling and we went the captain done the same thing. Knocked on the gaffer's door, Terry Yorf, and said, "Listen, you know Terry Yorf likes to drink as well." So he said, "Boy, no problem. Go on, you lot out, whatever." We went to Leeds. We ended up in the papers. We had a fight in the flipping bar. One of the police, someone got arrested. What else happened? Another guy's missus turned up at the hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just chaos, guys. It was chaos. It was absolute chaos, bruv. But you see, after that, I didn't think we didn't lose for about 2 or 3 games. I think we drew a couple, one, like, do you know what I mean? But it does.
It does, 1,000,000%.
It solidates, it brings you together again. So you're not at home thinking about the game and what's coming up. You're all together. You're all talking. You're all involved. Like, do you get what I'm saying? That's what it does. But I don't know what they do nowadays.
But you know what, though, Knighty? What do you think the one biggest change is from then to now, which stops it happening?
Yeah, social media.
Social media.
Yeah, it's everything.
Social media. Imagine 20 Arsenal boys bowling into China Whites or whatever it is around London. The cameras would be out everywhere. You just can't do it anymore, and that's not the players' fault. I bet some of them think, you know what? I fancy like a Super Sunday in the pub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't do it. It's not the world has changed, not just football. The whole world has changed.
Yeah, for real.
Speaking of the world changing, did any of you see the Chelsea fan that went viral?
Yeah.
From the match.
I had him up, didn't I?
Have you seen the chart that guy does about if you fuck about, you find out?
Yeah. Yeah. You fuck about here, you find out there. Like, yeah.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
He got proper ironed out, didn't he? That's proper ironed out.
Did you see the second video that came along when he was in A&E with his mum and his sister?
Yeah. And his mum was kicking off.
Yeah.
The one I saw was when his mate was pushing him in the wheelchair.
Hey, you go, son. You're still in Knightsbridge, son.
Yeah, the one in the wheelchair dummy. Do you know that had 6.7 million views?
Really?
It's the worst way. It's probably the worst way to go viral, mate. The worst way that.
You know what? Like none of his mates helped.
I was just about to say The worst mates in the world.
The worst.
He needs a
Well,
new friend
hell?
circle. He needs a new friend circle, that fella.
Bruv, if I got ironed out like that and my mates didn't jump forward and start throwing hands, we're not mates no more.
No.
Hey,
I can't go out with you.
No,
I got a story for you. I was out one night.
Let's just appreciate before we go away when he got ironed out and everyone was going, irons, irons.
Yeah.
Irons! What
I got a story.
can be ruthless, I'm telling you.
I was out one night. I was only young, probably 18, 19. I was out in Hull one night. And loads of fighting happening. You know, I'm out with like a few of my boys and that. And I can't remember what happened, but it all kicked off. There's bodies flying everywhere. I'm dropping lefts and rights. I'm feeling untouchable. So everything I touch, people are falling over, man. There's girls there and everything. It's amazing. so this one guy has said, "Come on, man." So I've gone, "Come on, man." So I walked over to him, and he's crouched down. He's hitched his jeans up, right? So I'm laughing. I'm thinking, this guy, like, Knighty, he's one of your boys, karate guy. So he's hitched his jeans up, right? This is like, I swear to God, there must have been 100 people watching. And I've already done a couple of them. I'm feeling on top of the world right now. And this guy, the last thing I remember is this guy hitching his jeans up, right? And then literally the next thing, I've come round in a black cab, right? And there's 3 or 4 of my mates in the black cab. And as I've come round, you know, when you're laughing that much, you can't talk or breathe. so I said, like, "Oh, what happened, boys?" And they said, "Mate, you just got Jean-Claude Van Damme." We literally had to pick you up off the floor and put you in the black cab.
Mate, oh my God.
And I'm like, "Lads, what happened? Did you? And I said, "No, we just got out of there, mate. It's embarrassing."
Life can come at you fast. Life can come at you fast.
You know what? It was 25 years ago, and I swear every time I bump into him, it gets told again to everybody in the pub. I'm like, "Lads, allow it. It was 25 years ago."
I've got one for you, right? I was at MK Dons, and I don't know if you've heard this. We was doing well, so Paul Ince said, "Boys, fuck it, we'll go in Barcelona." And so we went, "All right, cool, no problem." He went, "No, not me, you lot, fucking Barcelona. Go out tonight in town. Hotel's booked for you. You know, got the flights and all that booked for you. Boom, go Barcelona in the morning. You know, let off a bit of steam. It's top of the league, flying. Let off a bit of steam, and come back and continue with our push to win the title." So I'm out. Fucking, we're top of the league. Fucking buzzing, innit? I mean, obviously, I'm small, so when everyone's in the club and all these 6-foot giants in the club, I'm kind of like over like, you can't really see me. So I'm up on the chairs. I'm at the bar. I'm up on the chairs doing my thing. I'm like, "Yeah, come, we're doing this. What do you, man, want? Yeah? Shamps. Give me 2 bottles of Shamps. What do you, man, want? Yeah. Give me 17 rounds. I'm flipping shots. Blah, 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 this, that, and the other." So, yeah, I'm doing... Bruv, next thing I know, I'm getting carried down the stairs. I'll like you said, Curtis, I wake up and I'm on the floor. My lip, I've still got the scar in my lip now, is split from there, hanging, parted like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm saying to the boys, "What the fuck happened?" And they're saying, "Bouncer told you to get off the chairs. You told him to fuck off or you buy the club." And the next minute, 3 of them fucking got you down the stairs. And as I was going down the stairs, they was just snuffing me. And the boys was going, "Let him go, let him go." And the boys said they was just going, "Wham, wham," with me like that. And then just picked the fire doors open and just threw me out on the flipping pavement. So I'm there now in the airport, stitched up. All the boys eating burgers. I'm eating a fucking soup for a straw. Oh, mate, honestly, it's the fucking worst, mate, honestly. I know that feeling of waking up and you just don't know what's going on, mate, honestly.
What did Paul Ince say to you?
What did he say? He said something, he like, "It happens. He weren't really one. He weren't really one to discipline or do anything like that. He just Knighty. It happens. It happens. I was just like, fucking hell. Yeah, I know it happens, mate. I'm fucking there with the fucking wounds. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean?
Well, sounds all right, man. He sounds like he was cool. He's like, go Barcelona, boys.
I know you've heard. I know you've heard.
It happens. Do you know what I mean? He sounds cool as fuck.
And then I left before we won the league. But they won the league, and then they went Vegas. He got them a trip to Vegas as well, like on the club and everything. Like, even though you hear me like having a go at Paul Ince and all this and whatever and this, that, and having a little bit of banter and a back and forth and whatever, he was top gaffer. Like top.
How would
gaffer.
you get on if you bumped into each other now, Knighty? Would you speak or how would you be?
Nah, I'll say, what's up, mate? Been brushing your teeth and just have a little laugh. Do you know what I mean? I've got nothing against him. Like,
yeah.
You know, he's a friend of Pitch, Paul Ince. We've had him on a few different shows and bits.
Listen,
you and him will be working together at some point. What a golf trip that would be! What a round of golf that would be.
Listen, don't get it twisted. Like I said, I respected him highly as a football player. Very underrated. Probably one of the most underrated English midfielders there is.
I was going to say this. See, when you watch him back now, he was a proper general.
Paul Ince was world class. You know when Roy Keane picked his like greatest Man United team that he'd played with. You think of all the midfielders, Scholes, everyone. Roy Keane for his partner picked Paul Ince.
Yeah,
and he says the same. He said this guy was like amazing, so underrated.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, as a competitor in training, he was a monster.
Yeah.
We used to do shooting sessions where the goals that way, the geezer used to be behind you and he used to throw the ball over, but you've got to hit it before it bounces. On goal and score. And bruv, he will be competing with us madly as well. Remember, these times he's way past his sell-by date. He's gone and he's competing and he's smashing balls in the top bin and he's actually making you a better player just by him practicing alongside you as well. He was unreal, mate. Unreal gaffer, unreal player.
I played against him when he was at Wolves. I played against him and he must have been probably 38 then. And he just his legs are gone, but he had that aura. You know when you come next to you play next to somebody and they've just got that like, fuck me, that's Paul Ince. You know what I mean? He had that about him.
Nah, and he's a big lad as well, you know.
Yeah, he's stocky, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big lad, man. He's a big lad.
Isn't he? He's got big big legs.
He's a big lad, man. He's a big lad, and you know, just to get around the way he got around and getting stuck in, and he was scoring goals, he's creating goals, he's play. He was fucking elite player, mate. Honestly,
how many midfielders playing in the Premier League today are you taking over Paul Ince?
Not many, hardly any. If
big question.
How many? Who would you take?
Who's the closest? Who's the closest to him now? We say Partey.
Probably Partey or Declan Rice. Probably the
What do you say? What do you say? The boy.
They probably don't score as many. They don't score as many as Ince. That's the thing.
And he scored some rockets as well.
He chipped in.
Yeah, for me, Paul Ince is probably one of the last of that type of. You know, when I was a kid growing up and he played midfield, that meant you scored, you set goals up, you cleared them off the line, and you did everything.
That David Batty, Keane, Ince.
There's no more being produced like him. I would take him probably over any midfielder playing in the Premier League right now. I don't think you can compare it to like a KDB and players like that.
No.
But you know, if you're picking a midfield right now, you could have an Ince and then you could get a KDB in there in and around the Ince.
Yeah.
But playing right now, I think he's the first name on everybody's team sheet throughout the whole division.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal player, mate.
He was scary.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal player. And like I keep reiterating, he was a great gaffer as well. Great. Like,
was it the first black man to captain England?
It's a big point, that, Woodhouse. I'm not 100% sure on that, mate.
Paul Parker?
Nah, Paul Parker didn't. I'm sure it was Paul Lynch, you know. First black man to captain England.
Barnes?
Double check that.
Nah, Barnes, no way. They were fucking making monkey noises at John Barnes.
When you think how hard Cyril Regis, John Barnes, Paul Parker, the players of that era had it, it must have been difficult. You know, when you're getting that kind of abuse from your own people and your own fans, that must have been difficult.
It's mad, really. Like, I was having this discussion the other day when I think John Barnes popped up on my timeline. I said, like, "I'm my first ever hero," and like people were saying, "Yeah, but he's shit for England." I'm like, "Yeah, because every time he kicked the ball, people called him a monkey." So how do you expect him to play when you've got half the National Front, you know, racially abusing him while he's representing his country? So give your head a shake. John Barnes, world class. Imagine him around now.
I'd be scared. I'm just a little bit.
I was saying, sorry. I was saying this. Barnes, Waddle, Hoddle. These players, where you're talking about, these players got technical ability and this, that, and the other. Bruv, these players was doing this stuff early doors, you know.
You know what, Knighty, as well, and don't forget, so the ones you just named them are all wingers. So when you played left wing back in the day or right wing, that meant you doubled up with your fullback. You were defending. Now these guys will be playing on the left or the right of a front three. They ain't defending.
No defense, bruv. Can you imagine?
Imagine how many goals they'd get.
Can you imagine Barnes not having to come back?
Imagine Hoddle just sitting in that 10 with like two enforcers behind him.
This is what I try to explain, because I've got like younger nephews and this, and they're like Stu and this and KDB and what's the Liao of AC Milan and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bruv, these players are good, but let me tell you something. They've got a cheat code. There's no defending. They ain't got no responsibilities.
That's right, you know.
Yeah.
I think a cold killer now would be John Barnes. You know, when I was having a debate with someone was telling me Giggs was better than Barnes. So I actually looked at some of John Barnes' stats. Like peak John Barnes was getting like 25 goals a season from left wing. You know, imagine him now in the front three.
Yeah, that would be 50.
Yeah, left or right in the front three. He was good in the air, left foot, right foot. He was quick, powerful.
Don't get it twisted. He had skill, unbelievable skill
to burn, and he was strong. This guy would have been the Mbappe of the day. People are laugh when I say that, but John Barnes was as special a player as this country has ever seen.
Yeah, he was mega.
All right, then I've got one for you. How would Erling Haaland compare to Gabriel Batistuta? Yeah, would you like that one?
Haaland's a difficult one because Haaland is a throwback.
Yeah.
I think Haaland's one of them that's an any era striker. I look at some of the strikers now and like, you just would not cut it back in the day. I think Haaland can play in any era. You know, the guy's a beast. He's quick. He's powerful. He's a great finisher. So let's flip it on the other side. Imagine Haaland in a 4-4-2 with somebody up there next to him to do a little bit of his donkey work. That frees him up a little bit. You know, Haaland could play in any era for any team. But Batistuta, I think we were just saying before we came on there, like you tell me Batistuta, I picture that Roma top with them long flowing locks, scoring headers where his hair's going everywhere. Just like, he's iconic was Batistuta. But for me, Haaland's, I think he's a level up from Batistuta. Really do. And that's a big shout. But that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, you know, Curtis. I believe that the reason why Haaland's doing so well is because he's a throwback.
Yeah.
He's an actual throwback. He's the throwback. He's what we used to have back in the 90s and early 2000s. That was the actual striker. So all you lot that are going, Haaland, we had that in every league, probably in the top 6 or 7 teams. Every league had that.
Yeah, everyone had that profile of a number 9 that was big, strong, quick, powerful, good in the air.
Everyone had that. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're not you're kicking off with Haaland, and this, that, and the other. We've seen this before. Do
I
you know
look
what I
at
mean?
Haaland now, and I just think, well, that's just Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
You took Shearer, peak Shearer in this City team. imagine a peak Shearer in this City. You're getting Haaland.
Blackburn Rovers,
more aggressive.
Blackburn Rovers, Alan Shearer in that City team.
Joe gets 100 goals. You're getting a better version of Haaland, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, defo.
All right. While we're on the player comparisons, I think Grealish has got a lot of stick recently. I know he scored away against Arsenal, but he hasn't scored at the Etihad for a long time. So I'm trying to think of a player to compare Grealish to from an era gone by.
Who did you say, Curtis?
Ginola.
First,
James started dropping like John Barnes, and I had to tell him about himself.
No chance.
Curtis has got John Barnes underpants on.
I love it, but I think Ginola is a similar type to Grealish, where Grealish isn't quick. Ginola wasn't, pacey. He relied on dipping his shoulder and driving inside, and great body movement to get past players. And Grealish is very similar, but player for player, I honestly think I can't think of one thing Grealish does better than Ginola.
No,
but they're similar type of players, but like Ginola's like Grealish on crack.
Yeah,
he's next level. Tell me what Grealish does better than Ginola.
I don't disagree with you. I just thought your analogy was out there.
Sometimes my genius it's almost frightening.
Ginola's another one. Ginola was a quick, strong, powerful,
strong, mate.
Strong. Can you remember who was the manager that said, like, I'm not playing him because he's fat, he's overweight? The Villa manager. Remember, he scored that goal and took his top off.
Started going like that, putting up his top on.
He was ripped.
And that was at the back end. That was at the back end of his career as well. Don't forget, he'd already been at Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, great careers.
Marseille.
If he got in front of you and beat you, that was it. You weren't getting him. You weren't getting back and getting the ball or anything. He was just gone.
Have you seen that interview with Gary Neville when he talks about like the hardest players he came up against? He said Ginola.
Wow.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, and think who Gary Neville's played against. Like literally everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
He says that Ginola. He said he could do you inside, he'd go outside, he'd smash you, he'd beat you in the air. He'd brush you off the ball. He said, "I just couldn't do anything with him."
Yeah. Great player. Great.
And that's one of the greatest right backs England have produced. That's telling you that. So we're not chatting shit.
No, for me, the best right back. Kyle Walker, you could say, give him a run for his money. But for me, I probably wouldn't take anyone in my lifetime over Gary Neville.
Why does he not get the respect he deserves, in particular from England fans? Do you think it's
because
Man United, he was the way he was?
It's because it's who he is, isn't it? And how he went about his work when he was playing and stuff. He was Man United through and through.
He's like a model professional, though, wasn't he? Like if you look at it, he was a model.
Yeah, I mean, you've never heard like Neville doing something outlandish and flipping, getting caught and arrested and all of that. Like he was the top professional. Do you know what I mean? So
why don't he get enough respect though? Like we all agree, he is probably England's best right back, or definitely one of them. Definitely,
no, he's right.
Definitely
he played for Man United, didn't he? And he's also very vocal on social media. He's got an opinion about everything, so he rubs a lot of people up the wrong way. I actually quite like him. I find him quite knowledgeable. I enjoy listening to him when he talks.
Yeah,
but forget all of that. Gary Neville was a player.
Yeah, he's a player.
He's a player.
And he was a nasty player as well.
Yeah.
He was a nasty player as well. Like, if you got past him, he'll just kick you down.
Yeah. If we're talking about comparisons now, and I know, like, people watch this thing, like, look at them two, like, you always get that thrown at you, like an bitter ex-pro. You kind of get chucked at you. But you think of comparisons from the era that me and Knighty played at, you look at the top players who was around then and the players that he is now. I don't think you could think of many players now that are better than the top player from back in them days. Let's go through them. Maybe the ones you could change are maybe the goalkeepers. because the keepers have come on a hell of a lot technically. So, you know, the best in our day, you're looking at Peter Schmeichel, aren't you?
I was going to say that. I don't think Peter Schmeichel would appreciate that, to be honest.
Yeah, but, you know, you know what we mean, as in feet and stuff. But if we're going on goalkeeping, and Schmeichel was a monster.
Yeah, keeping it out the net. But now, with all the way the game's gone and the build-up play now, would Schmeichel play for Manchester United now?
Absolutely.
When you're having to play out through the back.
It's a big point.
You know,
he was an elephant with his feet, wasn't he?
He wasn't great, was he?
No. He just come out and literally lump it and half take the striker with the trailing boot as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget Schmeichel as well was the one that really invented the counter attack with the long throw from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He was the first guy that I've seen do that.
That's the thing with that throw. He probably could have played a hell of a role in the modern game because he's got that distribution, hasn't he? That quick counter attack's always going to be there, whether it's called a counter attack or a transition, however you want to word it.
Well, let's go through them then. So goalkeeper, Schmeichel's an arguable one because he was class. Let's go left back. So straight away, the one that comes to my head straight away is Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
No one from this era has got anywhere near Ashley Cole. So for me, that's a write-off.
Yeah.
So let's move to centre half. You're probably looking at Van Dijk now, where everyone's raving about him. Who else would you say in the modern game?
And Van Dijk. Who else in the modern game? This is what I'm trying to say.
Thiago Silva, probably Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
And then we'll go Vidic, Rio, Terry,
Stam. All of them get ahead of anyone. Sol Campbell. Tony Adams.
I hear what you're saying. Are you downplaying today's professionals a little bit?
Nope.
No.
Listen, maybe we are, but what we're saying is no problems. You tell us some better ones.
Yeah, we want to hear it. Like Curtis is saying, I love football. I love football now. Like I love watching the players and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But when we're talking facts and when we're talking like this is reality, who are you taking over Ashley Cole? We want to know. Who are you taking over Vidic, Terry, Rio, Stam, Sol Campbell, Tony Adams? Who are you taking over them? Who are you taking over Gary Neville?
Big lyrics. Carl Walker's probably the arguable one.
Okay, but we're just talking Carl Walker. We're just talking on pace, basically. That's what you're saying. Oh, his recovery and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah.
Modern game, the right wing back's fast. It's the way the game is, where he's played.
I think you got a legitimate argument with Kyle Walker. What he's done at Man City, they've won pretty much everything apart from the Champions League. Me personally, I know Kyle's family well. Me personally would take Gary Neville over Kyle Walker. I think Gary Neville's a better defensively. Kyle Walker gives you more going forward. Again, Gary Neville
on the system, though. Sorry to interrupt you, Curtis. Wouldn't it depend on the system of how you play? If you're playing how Gary Neville played, flat back four, I'm taking Gary Neville. If you're playing with a modern system, modern fullbacks and wing backs or whatever you want to call them,
well, you can play any system you want, really.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I've got a picture of Gary Neville in my head who spent 90 minutes charging up and down that right hand side and doubling up with David Beckham.
He was overlapping. He was overlapping like his life depended on it
for fun. So you can't tell me Gary Neville can't play like a modern day system. Gary Neville could.
I think he's that model of a professional. I think he could have played anywhere and done a job for you. It's just whether Walker is optimally better at that position. It's an argument. It's a debate.
All right. So you would say 50, not 50-50. I would take Neville, but you're saying there's an argument there with the right back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go 4-4-2, shall we, as our system? Is that what we'll go into to compare the players?
We can do it. To compare players, just to say, because then you're going to get it all muddled up and saying, oh, this one's a holding one, and this one's this, and this one's that, and whatever. That's just a load of bollocks. Let's just get the players there.
Yeah. So on the right, so the first one that jumps out to me as a right winger, I'm thinking Beck straight away. Who else we chucking in from our era on that right hand side?
From our era, fucking hell.
Lungenberg.
Yeah,
put Lungenberg in there. I would.
Lundberg, Perez.
Yeah,
Perez is the lefty, isn't he? Perez on the left.
Oh yeah, he played out on the left. Yeah, sorry. You'll have to go Bex though, wouldn't you?
Bex is the one. Just big touch, deliver.
Yeah.
Who Do we even need a discussion on this one? who's getting hit ahead of Bex? Listen, let's say Cristiano Ronaldo then. So Ronaldo, but he's been in loads of eras, but you could probably say Ronaldo would get in over Bex.
Yeah,
on that right.
Yeah.
So you'd say Ronaldo's.
But we had the best Ronaldo in our era.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to help this new era out, mate.
R9 is probably the greatest footballer that we've all three of us have ever seen. When I try to explain this to my sons in particular, they're getting older now. They kind of realise, but they don't quite grasp it.
All right, well, let's just still go for it. So we're coming into midfield now. We've got two midfield players.
Let's go on to the left wing. Let's go on to the right wing.
So straight onto the left. All right, go on, straight onto the left.
I mean, the left, there's loads out there on the left. So you said Perez earlier.
Overmars.
Yeah. I mean, for me, no one gets ahead of John Barnes. Perez. I mean, we'll talk about eras. So we've got loads of representatives on that left. Yeah. The one that jumps out for me is John Barnes. You guys love Perez. Who from
No, I'll take Barnes over everybody anyway.
Mate, Curtis has got a John Barnes tattoo, so I'm going to take John Barnes.
No, like all jokes aside, like we're trying to like with the people that watch this, we're trying to like show you, and we're trying to like get your opinions as well. Do you know what I mean? So who are you taking over John Barnes? Like who are you actually taking in your era right now? Who are you taking?
Our three that we're going for, let's say we have Barnes, Overmars, Perez, and Ginola. That's our four from our era that kind of jump out to me. We'll probably forgot a few as well. So this era on the left.
Is it just Premier League?
Yeah, just Premier
League. Yeah, just Premier League. So I mean, you're probably going Sane, who played on the left of the front three for Liverpool, was a standout. Who else has been a standout left-sider?
Martinelli this season's been pretty good, but you won't put him in that bracket of the others. He's like nowhere near.
Who is this guy speaking to me right now?
No,
you wouldn't even.
So who would you say the top boy is? Sane on the left, is he the top boy?
And who? Sane who?
Sorry, Mane for Liverpool.
He's not even in the Premier League no more.
But I'm just saying he's got a career in the Premier League. So
okay, so who you? Oh, well.
So who would you put? Who else is he though?
This is the problem. Like you've got players, but where your Mane plays don't play on the left wing.
Yeah, but if they play
4-4-2, you could have challenged with Salah. You could have challenged with some other players. Mane is a different era. Like you're converting him from a wing striker, wing forward, to a left winger that's going to track back. It's hard to swap them like that.
So we could do the same if we went any formation. So 4-3-3. Say if we're going on the left, then you're saying you'd have Sane. The first one that jumps to my mind is we'll go Thierry Henry then.
Yeah.
On that left of a front three, cutting the side.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. I don't even think we need to have a discussion about the midfielders. I mean, the midfielders is a joke. You've got
the midfielders in today's game is non-existent because you're going to come up with someone like Declan Rice or someone like that.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm from the same era as you boys. I agree with what you're saying. My midfield personally would be Patrick Vieira and.
I dare you to say Declan Rice. I'm coming. If you say Declan Rice, I'm coming offline.
I'm going to go Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What midfield that would be?
Me personally.
Yeah.
Look who you've got. Lampard, Ince, Keane, Vieira, Petit, Gascoigne, Gerrard, Scholes, Robson,
Batty,
David Batty,
Matt Letizia.
No, that's not centre mid.
That's not centre. No way.
I would say he's like a centre mid cam. He's an 8, isn't he?
We're playing 4-4-2.
Yeah, but he's going to drift. That's why you got to hold in midfield.
Do you hear them players that are ratted off there?
Yeah.
Now wrap me off 5 in today's.
There's loads you've forgotten there as well that we don't even like. Oh shit, what a player he was!
Yeah, there's
you forgot Emmanuel Petit there straight away.
Yeah, no, I said him Petit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Petit.
What about the other Brazilian that you guys had in there as well?
Gilberto Silva.
Gilberto Silva.
Yeah,
He weren't on the level with them other players, but he was pretty good. He won a World Cup. So
yeah. So who are we going with now then? So you're thinking about a midfielder. So you're going Declan Rice,
Partey, Declan Rice. I mean, it's not stacked. It's not stacked. Sort of Fabinho.
Yeah, Fabinho,
Rodri, Thiago Alcantara. There's some players in there. There are some.
So imagine you pick two to go up against whichever two we choose. It'd be a bloodbath in there.
Yeah. It'd be a bloodbath.
Yeah, you get swallowed.
Not even mentioned Yaya Toure.
This is what I'm trying to say. You drowned in there, bruv.
20 minutes gone. I swear now, there's a few people in that team that are like, Gaffer me, hamming so tight. white flag.
No, look, boys, I'm trying to play devil's advocate with you as much as I can, but it's hard because I agree. I'm of the same mindset as you.
And to everybody that's watching, this is not ignorant ex-football players. I love the players of today and whatever and this, that, and ever. But the argument is this era better than the last era? And it's not.
And my thing is like what you said at the get-go. We're not saying, this is it and there's no debate. We're saying, listen, we want to hear what you've got to say. Tell us, educate us. Tell me a better left back than Ashley Cole. Tell me a better centre halves than the ones we've named. I'm all ears.
The laughable one is centre midfield, bro. The laughable one is centre midfield, bro. And do you know how much we took that for granted?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at it. We took that for granted, bruv. Did you hear what I rattled off just a minute ago?
I tell you, people like that don't even get mentioned because they're kind of.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's that many players from that era that we haven't mentioned because every top 6 team, like Knighty said, in each league, especially in the Premier League, the top 10, they have ballers.
Like you just mentioned, then Gilberto Silva. Like, what a player! We're talking about like people like Nicky Butt, for example, who don't get a mention, because he wasn't in that era. He was a squad player.
Yeah.
In this era now, people are talking about Declan Rice at 150 million. I'm not taking Declan Rice over Nicky Butt.
No chance.
No way.
No chance. Not even. I wouldn't even need thinking about.
No. So this is the world that we're in. I mean,
and then forwards. Do we really need to talk about forwards?
I mean, the list is long.
Because
for the forwards, we're going to go Harry Kane. We're going to go Erling Haaland.
What?
They're the two. You think?
Kane and Haaland are the two. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, one of my favourites, who I thought was like an unbelievable player, was Van Nistelrooy. Well, but who again won't get a mention on this because there's better out there.
You're bang on.
So you go in Kane and Haaland,
which is unbelievable.
Two great players.
That's the best. That's the best of the Premier League strike force in it. In a minute, let's be honest. They're the two.
Yeah. For me, I mean, there's going to be like players that don't even get mentioned, like York and Andy Cole, and people like that don't, like Robbie Fowler. People that are not even in the discussion.
Jermaine Defoe as well. He's another one.
That'd be straight killers.
Just finishing alone.
Ian Wright. Ian Wright. Imagine Ian Wright playing today.
Robbie Fowler, Ian Wright, Alan Shearer.
Imagine Ian Wright against some of these big stiffs you've got at the back.
And he'd just be peeling off their shoulder and just in.
You know the thing? Yeah. Arsenal didn't create a lot of chances back then the way we played. Right, he may only get 1 or 2 chances a game, and he's scoring. He's tucking them.
This is what I studied about Ian Wright as well. That's what I studied about him.
Yeah.
He didn't miss many.
No, he didn't.
He didn't, bruv. When that ball came in, bruv, like if he missed, you was shocked.
That's the thing, isn't it? We'd suck up pressure.
And that
he would get one chance.
That was the football that was getting played back then. You didn't see many strikers getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances. That hardly, even at the top levels of like United, obviously sometimes they'll wipe a team off the park or whatever. But it wasn't like they was getting chance after chance after chance after. It wasn't that. But bruv, you see, when they got a chance, when Fowler got a squeeze, a sniff of that goal, the ball was in the net.
You know what I loved about like Ian Wright, the same with Robbie Fowler. So if you think, I'm thinking of Thierry Henry now, going through in that left channel, opening his body out and sliding in with his right foot. That for me is like a typical Thierry Henry goal.
Yeah.
You think of like a typical Ian Wright goal or a typical Robbie Fowler goal. You don't know what it is because they scored every goal. They could do it all. Like Ian Wright could dink you. He could volley one and he could header one in. He had every finish in the locker.
Listen, I want the editor to put up. This is the greatest Ian Wright finish I've ever seen in my life. Man United Charity Shield, Wembley. Put that up. We're in the yellow kit.
If we ain't got any problem with the rights, put that up. Cut this out. If not,
put it up.
No, why it's not up,
bruv. The finish is done.
Is that the dink? Is that the one where he dinked it?
No, this is what I'm trying to say. You ain't a true Arsenal fan.
Go ahead, cut that out. Cut Knighty out right now, please.
You can't be because every Arsenal fan knows what I'm talking about, bruv. This finish had Schmeichel on his. He had nails in his feet. He didn't even move. He just went like that.
You know, another guy we haven't even mentioned, and we mentioned him the other day when we were putting together like our England team. I think Michael Owen.
Yeah.
And you're not even put Rooney in this modern. Is Rooney a modern day player or is he old? He's old school, isn't he?
He's old school, yeah.
So we haven't even spoke about Rooney and Owen. Who's your two that you're going to put up top? I know my two.
I'm gonna go.
Are we saying for them to play together or just finishing ability, just putting them up?
Just the best. Don't matter whether they work together or not. Just the best.
I'm gonna go Thierry Henry and Nicolas Anelka.
Anelka, forgot about Anelka. Anelka for a couple of seasons.
I'm gonna play Nicolas Anelka. I'm gonna play him. That's my two.
Anelka was a killer.
That's cold.
Killer. Yeah,
you should have to come back on me saying, "Oh, you ain't a true Arsenal fan." You have to come back on the Anelka talk. Okay.
And Henry Anelka.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. It's hard though, man.
It's so hard. I feel bad. I feel bad for the people I'm leaving out.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Because I'm an Ian Wright fan, so I want to put Wright in there. But then you got like Shearer and Fowler, and do you know what I mean? And like, bro, can you imagine Stan Collymore in today's game?
Stan Collymore, forgot about Stan Collymore.
Can you imagine him in today's game?
You know when you're talking about like people like Haaland, that is Stan Collymore.
Yeah, that's Stan
Collymore. Was 6'2", 6'3", quick, both feet, strong, powerful, great finisher. Collymore was a player.
Yeah, hey mate, listen, don't get twisted. I know a lot's happened since he's retired and blah 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 and whatever, but don't get twisted, bro. That Nottingham Forest Stan Collymore and that Liverpool Stan Collymore was a problem.
You know what? Here's a shout for you. Peak Collymore is one of the best.
Yeah, I'm here.
One of the best this country has ever seen.
Let me tell you something. I'm hearing that.
Loud. Peak Collymore.
But this will go over. This will go over many people's heads.
1,000,000%. They'll just talk about the things that they know that he's done in the press and all that nonsense.
This will go over many people's heads. But Stan Collymore was a fucking issue, cuz he was a problem.
He was a problem.
He was a fucking problem, bro.
Different. Have you met Collymore in real life?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You never. He's a unit, mate.
Bro,
he is a unit.
I gave him a bit on Twitter, right? He blocked me. Me and my missus are coming out of a hotel. And I've turned around and I'm looking at someone's like chest half here. And I look up and it's fucking Stan. I thought, oh my fucking God. I thought, is this what you were dealing with?
He's a big boy, isn't he?
Problem. Fucking unit, mate.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's not many. You know, when you talk about people and like longevity gets talked about, and Collymore didn't have longevity because, you know, it is what it is. But peak, the best version of Stan Collymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there with your Alan Shearers.
Yeah, he don't get it wrong. The stats and all that will tell you differently. But if we're talking about looking at the player and showing you what a peak player at his peak would have been like, I'm telling you now, Stan was a fucking issue, bruv. It was a major, major problem. If he's getting the mind was right on the game. And let me tell you something. You're saying, oh, like Kurt said, longevity and this, that, and the other. We lived a totally different life back then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We actually lived a totally different life. We played football, we went to the pub, we boozed, we fucking ate junk. There was no like regime within the club to say, you know, they're gonna fucking diets and ice baths and well, we had ice baths, but it weren't like make sure you get an ice bath after the game, or it's just whether you wanted to, or do you know what I mean? The gym weren't really being used. It was an old fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? There was old.
You lot are the last of a great generation.
No, we are.
I was in the players' lounge before some of the fans.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was in there.
You're the last knights of the round table.
Curtis. Sometimes, yeah, right. New Year's, I wasn't playing. Go and check the record. A couple of New Year's I weren't playing because I've got stuff to do, guys. I'm getting paid all this money. I got stuff to do. New Year's was a big night. Do you get what I'm saying?
Different times, different eras.
Different era.
I won't swap my era for anything.
Can you imagine a player getting suspended now and then getting found out like he got suspended because he wanted to go on a boozer on flipping New Year's and did Boxing Day, this, that, and the other? Can you imagine?
Phones.
We lived.
There's no phones back then.
No, bro. Listen, players wasn't getting showered. They were putting their clothes over their kit in the car and gone because we had stuff to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? There was stuff to do, whether a boy was meeting a girl, whether he was going flipping pub, whether he had to flipping a flight to catch or whatever. Look at Romario. And them, like, have you heard the story that Bobby Robson told? He said, "Oh, boss,
amazing.
Can I get taken off at half time because blah blah blah?" He said, "Listen, if you score me 2 goals, I'll let you go to the carnival in Rio." Remember, he's at Barcelona at this time. He scored 2 within about 28 minutes. He said, "Gaffer, come man, I need to go play to catch over there. Like, you get me? Let me go." This is the era. Look at Ronaldo. We're talking about R9. We're talking about longevity. These players were party animals. Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho. These men were animal part. Like they were just on
Adriano.
It was a different era. So then came in Messi after Ronaldinho and stuff like that, and they bought the good. This is how you're meant to be living, and you can tell they're right. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Nah, this shit." They're right. You've had a long career. You preserved yourself. You've won everything, and to this day, you're still playing.
I always say about this modern era, Knighty's right. The way they're doing it is the way it should be done.
Yeah.
The professionalism to what they're doing is top notch, and that's how you do things. You look after your body. You know, you've got a gift. You make the bloody best of it, and they'll be able to tell some stories. And when it's all said and done, that we can't tell.
Yeah.
But that shoes on the other foot as well. They can't tell some of the stories we can tell.
They can't tell. They cannot tell the stories.
And I wouldn't swap my stories for their stories.
Nope.
And their stories will be about winning things and doing this, that, and the other. But I got some stories that will blow your fucking mind.
I've got some stories that you will say, I'm lying.
Who's that front to? You got Anelka. I've got to go. Shearer and Henry.
Great 2. Knighty.
I've got to put Shearer in there. If you leave him out, you're a cunt.
You've got to put him in. You've got to put him in. It's got to be in.
It's just the fact, innit?
One-hand celebration. the iconic, literally smash anything, even at the goalie, he's not getting near it. Type of finishing. I've got time.
Yeah, and you know when you talk about every finish, he had every finish, and he did it he did it on the big stage. He did it on world level. Did it at World Cups. He did it at European Championship. He did it Premier League. Shearer was elite
player. Knighty.
And Henry just is Henry. No explanation needed.
I'm happy with those two. Let's see what Knighty's going to say.
So hard though, isn't it? Look at all the killers we've left out.
Nelka's on the bench anyway. Definitely killer. Got his brothers in the hotel.
Do you know the worst thing is? I want to miss it because I'm putting Shearer there because his record still stands today. It's still not been beaten, so that tells you something alone. So you can't really say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave him out." But you know what? I'm gonna leave him out. I'm gonna leave him out. I'm gonna put 2 killers in there. I'm gonna put 2 killers. I'm gonna put two pythons with venom in there. I'm gonna put two serial killers in there. At their peak. We're talking peak. We're talking Robbie Fowler. I remember I'm a little guy, innit? If we're talking peak killer instinct, finisher, finish. Any finish, head, left foot, right foot, dink, volley, over the top, running in, anything. I'm going Ian Wright and Robbie Fowler.
Imagine them two up top. Because Fowler liked a little drop in the little pocket as well, that little 10 roll. Ian Wright running behind.
Savagery. Gentlemen.
So you put that, hold on, so you put our team together and you put that against any team from this era, and let's be fair. What score are we going? Bearing in mind that let's say they can play 4-3-3, so they can create an overloading midfield against us. What score are we going?
I'm going 3-1 to the old gen, to the old guard.
Think they'll score, yeah?
Yeah, I think they'll score.
What about the second half?
What do you mean?
I'm going.
The old boys are in their 50s and 60s now, so it's going to be harder for them. Do you know what I mean?
No, but we're talking. If we're saying peak, innit?
Nah,
yeah.
Peak. I'm going 6-2 to the old dots.
Jesus.
I just can't imagine. So let's. How the hell are any back four of this era going to keep out our front four of Ronaldo one wing, Barnes the other, and whoever you want up front? I don't see how they're not going to score 5.
No, I'm with you. All right. Well, look, all the viewers watching this, if you've got any players that we should have included, leave them in the comments or tag us in the tweets.
Who did we go in midfield? We didn't even pick.
We didn't. No, we didn't. Who were going in midfield?
We just left it out.
We'll have a think on the midfield because we're running right in overtime here. But we'll have a think on the midfield. But yeah, anyone that you think we should have debated, put it in the comments.
That show was great because that just made my bells tick. Like, bro, our era was unbelievable.
Mate, it was a joke.
You can call me an old school head. I've got not one grey hair in my head. It's all black on there. I don't dye my hair. You can call me old school you want. I don't care. Our era was flames. And our era had your era in it. So all the Messi and Ronaldo talk, we had the peak Messi. We had the peak Ronaldo. Yeah. We had them.
He's right.
This is facts. It's not even, I'm not even making it up. So really and truly, you man have just got Haaland. Really? And Kane.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, are 2 killers, but I can name 100 man with killer instinct and them top of them man there.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to partner up, I'll just go York and Cole.
Big era. York and Cole.
And if I wanted to partner up again, I'll just go Shearer and Sutton.
What? We didn't even mention
with Ripley on the right and Wilcox on the left.
We didn't even mention Teddy Sheringham.
Teddy didn't get a mention.
Elite.
Man, jokers, bro.
On that note, if you're watching this on the YouTube, please download our free app, Pitch Football. Pitch Footy. You can find us in the App Store and the Android. Please check out the adult version, the Spotify version. The last word to Curtis Woodhouse before we disappear.
Big Les didn't even get a mention.
Big
Big Les didn't even get a mention.
Can you imagine him in today's?
Mate, Big Les didn't even get a mention.
Kevin Campbell and Pierre Van Hooydonk didn't get a mention.
People are forgetting about Les Ferdinand and Espria.
Remember that?
them two were a joke.
Remember that?
We could do this all day. We need a show about this. Go through the eras.
Yeah, we need a show. We need a show about that.
All right. Well, we
This is good.
Covering too much. Boys, I will see you for the next episode of Not For The News, exclusively here on Pitch Football. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Cheers, lads.
Nice one, boys.